Hello FlossTube friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Tina Frazier and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about cross stitch, my love of other crafts including diamond painting and just various other crafts that I get into, and also share some other hobbies of mine including ghost hunting and roller derby and other sports and just life in general. So welcome to my channel. It is Wednesday, August 13th at approximately 10:14 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is take number 2 of this video. I attempted to record this video last night, recorded just over 2 hours of footage for you, and realized that I recorded the entire thing completely mute. That's right, my microphones were muted. So anyway, welcome to take 2 of this video tonight. I'm going to do things a little bit different after thinking about it overnight and also while I was working today. And I'm going to be doing this video a little bit different tonight. So some of the footage that I originally was going to include, I'm actually going to split into a separate video because some things have happened since last night's video that I found out while doing a little digging for last night's video. So you get the benefit of getting me on video twice, potentially, in the next couple of days. Anyway, so I wanted to thank you for stopping by the video tonight. If you're a new watcher, thank you very much. I really like meeting new friends here on YouTube, and you are no different. So thank you very much for stopping by. Hopefully you'll find something here on the channel that will encourage you or enable you or bring you back to watch some more and spend more time with a friend like me. So thank you very much. If you're a returning watcher, I really enjoy my friends here on YouTube, so thank you very much for coming back by. It's great to spend time with friends and to share stuff that we have in common, so thank you. If you're a returning subscriber, you're a great friend of mine, and I really appreciate the fact that you come by and spend time with me whenever you can. So thank you very much for stopping back by. If you haven't already, I encourage you to click the subscription button below and also click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new content. I normally say something to the effect that, you know, I try and upload new content every couple of weeks. I'm gonna try and be getting away from that because I just don't know what life's going to throw at me, and I also don't know how often I'm going to upload videos. So, you know, I was uploading videos quite regularly, about once a week there for a while, and, you know, then it went to every 2 weeks, and now it's just kind of a little bit all over the place. Just whenever I find time, I can record something and share it with you. So, if you do click the notification bell, you will know when I upload new content. So, there you have it. Thank you for the chat. Thank you for welcoming, or thank you for being here and sharing your precious time with a friend like me. So thank you very much. So tonight's video is going to be pretty much mostly about cross stitch and mostly about haul. I don't have very much in the way of cross stitching updates to share with you because I've only worked on one project and only for about 3 nights, 2 or 3 nights. So I've only gotten about 200 or 300 stitches in. And I will also share with you some plans for the next couple of weeks because the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty busy. And so I'm going to share with you some stitching plans and some other crafting plans that I have going on. You'll hear the windows open in the background. You can hear some nighttime little buggies outside making noises. I think those are crickets. They might be frogs. We had some rain last night and today. And you might see the occasional lights of cars driving by. I'm up in my craft room tonight. This is the spare bedroom in the front of my house that my mom and I have kind of turned into our craft room. So you'll see a lot of craft supplies and stuff behind me. It's kind of in an organized state of disorganization, if that makes any kind of sense. I know where things are, but yeah, to everybody else it might look a little cluttered. There's a lot of stuff around me on the ground just because I have a lot to share with you tonight. So I encourage you to grab something to drink, grab a project, grab a puzzle maybe, grab crossword puzzles, you know, grab a video game if you're playing that, and just listen in the background if you're so inclined, and just sit back and enjoy. Grab your favorite beverage, grab a snack, lay in bed, fall asleep, whatever it is you do, watching YouTube. So, got a little bit to share with you tonight. If you watched my last video, I believe it might have been the one that I did with my mom for her birthday. If not, it was probably the one before that. I don't remember if I had one in between the one I did with my mom at the end of July or not. But anyway, my coworker, Rob, he and his family were moving his mother in Michigan to an assisted living facility just because she's advancing in age and she has some health concerns that they are getting her assisted care with in her, you know, in her later years, her end of life kind of, you know, preparations. So he and his family were busy working on their house, on her mom's house in Michigan. And she was a crafter, so she had a lot of quilting. She did some cross stitching and stuff. And he asked me a couple months ago, as they were starting the process of cleaning out her house, if there was any craft supplies, if I was interested in taking them. And I said sure, mainly because if there were stuff in her stash that I wasn't interested in or that I don't really work on, like quilting and stuff, I could probably likely find somebody here in Columbus that would take her stuff. So the last video I showed you, she had quite a bit of patterns and stuff for cross stitch that he brought me in his last thing. Well, he showed up at work yesterday after taking Monday off and working at our home up in Michigan. He came back with 3 more boxes full of crafty stuff. Most of it is cross stitch, and there's some quilt patterns in there as well. So last night's video, original video, I was showing you a lot of the stuff. I'll probably go through a few of the patterns that I'm going to end up keeping, and then I'll show you just the box of stash. He did bring me her entire DMC floss stash. So I have basically her entire DMC floss stash plus all the other flosses that were in amongst different kits and patterns that she had kitted up along the way. And we have my cat Mouse down here below. Hi, Mousy. You want to come up here? Huh? This is Mousy. Hi, Mousy. And Mousy wants to say hi and just be a pest and climb all over everything, because that's what Mousies do. She doesn't have a fetch toy in here. She had a fetch toy in here last night, and she wanted to play fetch when I was doing the video. So don't mind the cat. Don't mind the cat butt. But yeah, now she wants to cuddle. Mousy wants to cuddle. Look at the Mousy. She's so cute. It's a Mousy. She's purring. Hi. Hi. So everybody loves a Mousy. She's just so cute. You are so cute. You are so cute. But you're gonna get down. Beep beep. So last night, because she was in here and I wasn't playing with her, she decided to meow. Mouse doesn't meow. She meows very, very quietly, and you might hear a little squeak out of her, but I actually heard her meow, full meow, for the first time last night. So maybe we'll get to hear another meow, and this time it'll be on video. Anyway, so that was Mouse. We have 5 cats. I live here in Central Ohio with my mom and my husband. My stepdad passed away in the summer of 2019. My mom and my stepdad were living out in California, where I grew up, at the time he passed away. And when he started having health issues more than 10 years ago with his diabetes and everything, sorry, my nose is itching now. Mom had always said that when the time came for him to pass away, that she was going to move to Ohio. Being an only child, it was making it really hard on me to drop everything to have to go out to California and help take care of things when things happened with either one of them and their health issues. So when my stepdad passed in the summer of 2019, I was out there. I stayed out there for about 8 to 10 weeks to help my mom at that point. And then I went back in November of 2019 after my mom's house sold. My mom put her house on the market and sold it. And we moved all her stuff here to Ohio so she can live with us. At the time, my husband and I had our own little small house. If you've watched any of my older videos from prior to 2020, you've probably seen footage of our other house. And also our in-laws' house that was sold at the end of 2018 after they passed, or in 2019 after they passed. But you've probably seen videos of our prior house. Anyway, when Mom came to Ohio in November of 2019, sorry, my nose is just itchy tonight. That looks so light outside. Weird. Anyway, let me fast forward that. Oh. A camera froze again. Anyway, I have a Disney YouTube streamer up on the thing. I'm just turning that off right now because I just can't concentrate. But anyway, so we moved Mom to Ohio, and she was staying with us at our house, at our original house here in Columbus. And the house that we had was way too small for 3 adults. We only had like about 1,200 square feet. It was pretty tight. And we were just on top of each other. So we were going to have Mom buy her own house in our old neighborhood. And the more we started talking about looking for houses, the more we decided that it would probably be best if we can find a house that all 3 of us could live in together. And then that way, she wouldn't have to sell her house, another house, in another 5 years. And that way we could all already be living together. So when her health started to decline in her older years, we would already be with her to help take care of her and stuff. So we started looking for a house together. We found a house in January of 2020. We bought the house at the end of January. And we started the move-in process about late March, early April, because we wanted to take out the carpet and redo the floors and do some other things while the house was empty before we moved everything in. So we're in our house. We've been in our house since basically sometime in April of 2020. We moved in. We moved in not long after all the shutdowns happened, and so we were moving and just arranging furniture and buying stuff for the house and stuff during the initial phases of COVID lockdowns. So that was fun. But we've been in this house 5 years now. We're going into our 5th year, and we're getting close to starting our 6th year. And what, Mousy? So yeah, we're really looking forward to it. So I'm in the craft room. You can hear the window open. We do have the air conditioning on because it is hot and steamy here in Ohio right now. But there's 2 there's 2 vents in this room. One coming from this way and one coming from directly behind me. And it gets super frigid cold in here. So when I'm in here by myself, I like to keep the door closed. And I open up a window or 2 just so I'm not nearly so frigidly cold sitting in here in the summertime. This room gets a lot of natural light, so it's one of the reasons why we made this a craft room. Well, there's your meow. I heard your meow. Where are you? All right, I think Mouse is gonna want out, so I'm gonna pause and let Mouse out. So anyway, I'm back. So I don't know if the camera Mike's picked up Mouse's meow, but that was Mouse's little itty bitty meow. So cute. Anyway, in my craft room, just kind of enjoying a little bit of the night sounds from the outside. We had storms roll through while I was recording the video last night that you're not going to hear tonight, unfortunately. I think that's really nice type ASMR stuff to listen to, rain and wind and thunder and sea lightning kind of in the background. It kind of sets a neat tone. Tonight you're just getting the sounds of the outside. So anyway, we've been living here since 2025 and just kind of enjoying it. So Rob, my coworker, he brought me 3 more boxes of his mom's stuff. I've consolidated one of the boxes into the other one because it was all patterns and cross-stitch whips. So let me go ahead and get into some of the stuff that Rob brought me from his mom's house while I have you here. I'm also going to share with you some haul that I got and also some Dollar Tree stuff for craft projects and also cross-stitch finishing. So when I get to those, we will share together. So some of this is stuff that Mom is probably going to take over. She had a couple of kits. This is a stamped cross-stitch kit. It said Friendship Grows in the Garden of Hearts. This is a stamped cross-stitch kit. You can see the fabric is stamped and it's unopened, and it also comes with the flosses. So I don't know if Mom or I will do this, or maybe we'll pass this on to somebody else later. I do not know. I'll just put these on the floor. Rob's mom really liked snowmen. So this is Stony Creek Cool Friends, book number 211. Some of the patterns on here. So that's going in my stash. She also liked Alma Lynn. This is There's No Business Like Snow Business from Alma Lynn. Jeanette Cruz Designs presents. Really cute snowman patterns. I like Alma Lynn as well. So that is added to my stash. This was really neat. This is called the Snowy River Bell Pull. This is from Lou Fuller, JCA Incorporated, 84040. This is the Snowy River Bell Pull. Look at that, you guys. There's a lot of half stitches in here. I don't know if it'll focus. I don't know if the camera will focus right. But there's a lot of half stitches in the sky and all throughout the thing. This is from Homespun Elegance. This is called Snowman Melt Your Heart. This is a sampler, the snowman sampler. I figured I could take this snowman with the big carrot and stitch him separately, make him a little pillow or stand up, and also take this little snowman guy with the tree, make him a little pillow, and maybe make these snowman pair a pillow as well. Thought that was really cute, so that's staying in my collection. Here's another Alma Lynn book. Actually, here's 2 more Alma Lynn books. This one is Santas to Please. Rob's mom also really liked Santas, and she also really liked Prairie Schooler, so you'll see some more Prairie Schooler come up. Santas to Please and ABCs. So this is really cute. That's staying in my stash. This one is Down Santa Claus Lane, also by Alma Lynn Designs. Some of these Santas are really, really cute. I don't know if this is going to focus. There we go. Some of these Santas are just really, really cute. Look at this collection, big, huge collection of different Santas that are included in this book, and different ways to stitch them and finish them. This is the Needle Love Company, My Favorite Christmas. This has a couple of really cute things in it, including a couple of more Prairie Schooler type Santas. So you can see the Prairie Schooler Santas over here. I also thought this reindeer right here was really cute with the heart. Their antlers entwined in a heart. I thought that was really cute. And then the back shows a couple of the Santas that are very much a Prairie Schooler style. Get to those in a minute. She had a couple of free graphs that I will show you here in a bit. These are Prairie Schoolers. Prairie Schoolers. This is Hillside Samplings, Jack's Bat. Look at that. Really cute. She had a couple of Shepherd's Bush patterns. This one is called Halloween Folio by Shepherd's Bush. So it is a Shepherd's Bush pattern. It says, B is for broomsticks, witches to fly. O is for outrageous spooks that go by. O is for orange pumpkins so bright. These are the signs of Halloween night. Really cute sampler. I'd probably end up stitching this. I like Shepherd's Bush patterns, so that's going in my stash. This one is Treasured in Button Harvest by Mill Hill. I have quite a few ceramic Mill Hill buttons and stuff. I think some of the buttons would actually go on here really well. Like I have I think a couple of ghosts and stuff to go on here really well. So I have Treasured in Button Harvest. This is a Mill Hill pamphlet. This is I Love Old-Fashioned Things by Jeremiah Junction. There's some really cute motifs in this sampler. It's a country motif sampler, but there's some cute things in here that I could probably stitch separately and turn into little Dobo pillows or whatnot. Thought that was really cute. A couple of magazines. Alright, I gotta reach over here for this. She had a couple of finishing things in her box this time, and I wasn't sure what they were. So these are kind of resin, I think they're resin or acrylic, little mason jar finishing frames that you can finish. And while I was going through the patterns last night, I found the pattern for these things. So I have the two finishing frames for Can It country jars. So I have a pattern for 3 for the small one and 3 for the large one that I can now stitch and use up the finishing things. So if I finally decide at some point not to keep this particular pattern, I will probably be getting rid of the frames to go with them as well, since she had them. So that is some interesting little bits. This one is called the Susan Treglon Sampler Collection from Something Special, Designs for Counted Cross Stitch or Needlepoint. Another little sampler booklet that has a bunch of little motifs that you could actually make into little Dobo pillows or maybe even biscornus. There's some really neat things. It says, no matter what, no matter where, it's always home if love is there. Really cute. And then there's some other samplers on the back that are included in this booklet. I thought this one was really pretty. I like the dog and cat and lamb frame. So, and this is a Candamar Designs publication. This is another kit that she had in her stash that has everything in it, including the Ada. This is Dale Burdett, a country cross-stitch kit. It's called the Dresden Plate. This is a quilt plate cross-stitch pattern. It says Home Sweet Home. And it has the fabric and the floss in it. So this is a Leisure Arts publication, leaflet number 211, jar lids for counted cross stitch. Just some little jar lids. I thought this bunny right over here was super cute. It says cotton balls on the bunny. The bunny says cotton balls. She had 2 lighthouse patterns that I figured I would keep in my stash for at least a little bit. They're both by Tree Trunk Designs. It's book number 1104 and 1107. I love tree houses and the ultimate, or I love lighthouses and the ultimate lighthouse. The ultimate book of lighthouses, sorry. So I have somebody in mind for these. I'm going to hold on to them for a little bit because there's quite a few lighthouses in here from all across the U.S. and I think in Canada as well, but I know they're all from all across the U.S. I have somebody in mind to get this, so I may actually send this on to her later, but right now I'm going to keep it. She had this Hickory Mountain Designs Irish Blessings 1 sampler. My mother-in-law had the Irish Blessing that's shown there. There we go. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sunshine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. My mother-in-law actually had this saying up on her kitchen wall near her microwave when she was still alive. So we have Buttoned Up Waist Canvas by Leisure Arts, leaflet 2227. I thought this bunny was really cute and the carrot to go with it. I'm thinking you could probably stitch the bunny and turn it into a pillow, kind of like that. So I'm going to keep this. And there's also these patterns in the booklet. She also had a folder that has magazine printouts that she had printed out to potentially stitch later. And inside here are 2 or 3 vintage crochet booklets. So all 3 of these are the Work Basket and Home Arts magazines. You guys, the oldest one is from December 1970. This magazine is older than me. And there's some interesting crochet tidbits and stuff in here. This one looks to have even an iron-on. I don't know if this iron-on can even still be ironed on. I don't know. Looks like there's 2 of them there, actually. But I don't know if it can even still be ironed onto something. So that might be something worthwhile to try, to see if you can do that. This little magazine has, here's another alphabet iron-on. But this magazine has recipes, want ads, and different things in it as well. As well as some, actually, kind of some interesting crochet projects. So this work basket, these were only 25 cents back in the day. This work basket is from June 1973. Look at that little girl's dress. It's handmade. She reminds me of my friend's daughter, Ricky. So yeah. Oh look, there's some more iron-ons in here. Oh look at this. I didn't even see these iron-ons. Interesting thing, these actually may make interesting punch needle patterns. That could be an interesting thing to use these for, just make punch needle patterns. Trace them, actually. Make some punch needle patterns out of them. Might be kind of cool. So yeah, there's that, and just some interesting patterns, some interesting recipes. This one has also border iron-ons for embroidery. Look at this vest, a sleeveless jacket from 1973. And then the other issue is from December of 1973. It's a Work Basket magazine, also 25 cents. I didn't even look to see what the iron-ons are in this one. Oh, this would make it kind of probably some more interesting punch needle patterns. Some very vintage kind of punch needle patterns. Iron-ons and whatnot. That's a very stylish vest. Almost a current style again. just some different crochet patterns. So I have a couple of vintage crochet magazines that I will be keeping in my stash. Even though I don't crochet a whole lot, they might come in handy for some other things. So she had some vintage crochet stuff in her stash. Here. Okay, so I think the rest I think the rest of the stuff in the box, except for what's in this bag, I think the rest of the stuff in the box is stuff that I'm probably going to be getting rid of soon. This was something that Rob's mom had kitted up, but started. Rob's mom's name is Mary, M-A-R-I. She had started this. This is called A Kitchen Sampler by Deborah Lambine. It's a Leisure Arts kit. I'm going to actually blow my nose. I'll be right back in just a second. So I'm back. Anyway, I was getting into this. This is a whip of Mary's that she had started. The Kitchen Sampler by Deborah Lambine by Leisure Arts, leaflet 2201. She was stitching this, I believe, on 14 count Aida, and this is where she got to. She was the type of person to load up several needles and keep the needles stored in her fabric as she was working. And sometimes the pieces are so old of hers that some of the needles are rusting in the fabric. So at some point I'm going to have to take the needles out and see if they're rusted and probably recycle the needles, because I don't know that I'd want to stitch with them. I have an eye itch. But anyway, so this was one of her whips. We at least have half the fabric that we could recycle at some point. And here are her flosses that she had kitted up for this project. So, Kitchen Sampler. This was one of the projects that was included in her, in the box of stuff that Rob got. A Leisure Arts publication, Celebrations to Cross Stitch and Craft. A magazine, Leisure Arts magazine. I really liked the lady right there. Come on, there we go, focus. I really liked the lady right there. She might be really pretty. That is based on a an antique postcard. And then there's the little cats and the pumpkin for Halloween. It says Happy Halloween. I'm not going to do a flip through of the patterns in here. But these Leisure Arts publications are kind of a mix of a bunch of different textile crafts. So this is Leisure Arts Celebrations. This is the autumn 1990 issue. Mom and I both thought this were really cute. This is called Cat Personalities in Cross Stitch by the American School of Needlework. This is leaflet number 3588. Look at those cats, you guys. Those cats are stinking cute. Look at the cat in the pocket. The cat sliding down the wall. And then you have the cats on the back. So we thought that was cute. That's going to stay in our stash. This is the Better Homes and Gardens Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine, December 1994. I might already have a copy of this in my stash, but I was like picking up old magazines. This is something that I might end up stitching at some point. This has a really pretty fall pumpkin on it. I might make this a kind of a shelf sitter piece, just the pumpkin by itself. And there's also this hardanger pattern in here. I've always wanted to try Hardanger. This looks like it would be a basic Hardanger piece. This is by Rosalind Watnemo. So I might actually try Hardanger at some point. And they also had the Three Wise Men nativity figures, stand-ups in here to stitch, which is kind of cool. I'll have to see if I have the other issue that maybe has the rest of the stand-up figurines. Then we have Better Homes and Gardens Craft and Wear, your pattern source for decorative wearables. This is a quilting magazine, apparently, an applique magazine. Really stinking cute. But I think I'm going to keep a hold of this, mainly because it has the pull-out that has all these different sewing patterns. That, look at the ghost. I mean, that ghost would be really cute done up. And look at this down here, the cats and pumpkins. You could easily turn that, you know, enlarge it a little bit and turn it into a punch needle pattern. So there's a lot of potentially interesting punch needle patterns here that you could use. It also has cross stitch motifs in it. Sun, moons, and stars. Yeah. So yeah, really neat thing to add to the stash. So I probably wouldn't do much more out of this set or out of this particular magazine, just because I'm not a quilter and I don't do applique and stuff, but that's going to stay in our stash as well. More sweaters for cross stitchers. This one was pretty cute. I don't know, I kind of like the geese. If you're into geese and country motifs, look at the ladies there. And then there's also like quilt squares and watermelons and little Amish kids. A free pattern by Fancy That called The Country's Heartland. This was a complimentary pattern from way back in the day. I don't know if I don't think Fancy That is even still putting out patterns, or I don't even know if you can even get any of their patterns anymore. But I thought this might make a really neat biscornu. You know, you can stitch it on like a 36 or 40 count, make it kind of tiny. Might be an interesting biscornu. I don't know. I don't know what the colors are for this, but another whip that Rob's mom had was a Christmas is Sharing Time. This is a Designs by Gloria and Pat leaflet. And the one that Rob's mom is working on was this Joy pattern right here. She didn't have a very good start. This is her set of floss that she had pulled for this pattern. And she's working it on a piece of, I believe it is 14 count Heather Ada. So she got a start on a little birdie in the middle of the letter O for joy. So I'm probably going to include this next weekend when Mom and I go to Camp Gotta Stitch. Not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after. The weekend between this weekend and Labor Day weekend, Mom and I are attending Camp Gotta Stitch. I'll be talking a little bit more about that here in a bit, but this is probably going to be something that I will be potentially taking to camp with me. I don't know where all of those patterns went. Have to dig around. Anyway, Rob's mom collected a lot of these printed patterns by Originals by Jennifer. This one's called Fall Friends. I don't know if Originals by Jennifer, if Jennifer's even still making patterns, but these are from quite a while ago. Her patterns were handwritten. So I have a whole stack of these patterns from Originals by Jennifer that were in Rob's mom's stash. So bear with me just a minute again. I have to blow my nose. So in the last video that I shared the rest of Rob's mom's stash, she had these little sampler printouts that I was kind of wondering if I'd be able to find the patterns for at Cross My Heart. It was by a company called The Needle and I, and it was called the Seasonal Accents Samplers, and there was a set of 4 of them. with sampler letter, the alphabet at the top, and then 4 motifs underneath them that you could stitch. And I thought at that point in time that I would stitch the 4 small motifs and either turn them into little double pillows or some sort of like shelf sitter type thing. Well, she had the actual pattern. So this is the needle and eye seasonal accent samplers. I don't know if you'll remember seeing kind of a printout of these, but there's also you could use the motifs in the middle and stitch those as the pillows. So I actually have the full pattern of this, which is really good now. I can now stitch those for her. And then we get into some more of her Prairie Schooler. Oh, let me do this. This is the November 1989 For the Love of Cross Stitch. I think this is about the time when I started to learn how to cross stitch, you guys. November 1989 or so was when I first learned cross stitch. I was a freshman in college back then. So this one has some cute things in it, including this American Christmas, these American Christmas spirit things. They're kind of really cute. A little Americana, but you know, I don't know if I'm going to be stitching patriotic type stuff anytime soon. This was really cute. That one there with the bunny snowman. I thought that was cute. I'm not going to do a full flip through of these patterns. Here is a piece called Dear Santa. I can't read this full thing to you, but anyway, that's a Dear Santa piece. And again, this is the November 1989 For the Love of Cross Stitch magazine. All right, so some of the Prairie Schooler things that she had printed out. She had the 1991 Santa from Prairie Schooler. And she also had the 1989 Prairie Schooler Santa printed out. She had these 2 little Prairie Schooler cards that I'm adding to my stash. I believe these were complimentary cards that they used to give out. This little watering can is copyright 1996 by the Prairie Schooler. So I have I am actually gaining quite a collection of these little Prairie Schooler cards now, which is kind of fun. I'm enjoying getting these cards. So if you happen to run across any of these in your travels and you're looking for someone who might be interested in them, I am looking for these little Prairie Schooler cards. I would be interested in trying to collect a whole set at some point in my cross-stitching journey. Sorry, I have an itch in my eye now. All right, so speaking of Prairie Schooler, let me do this. She has book number 20, St. Nicholas. I might have already shown this, and I might already have one of these in my stash from my friend Melanie, who passed away in March. I don't know if she had this in her stash or not, but I have another copy of it, which is a good thing, because I think, honestly, Melanie was stitching this one, but I can't remember for sure. So I have St. Nicholas by the Prairie Schooler. This is book number 20. Also by the Prairie Schooler is Home for Christmas, the designer series. Mom and I were really intrigued by this one too. There's at least 3 of these. I'm at least stitching at least 3 of these at some point. I will be stitching this house, the church, and probably this house. Is that a house or a church? It might be a church. I think this is a church. So I'll probably be stitching the 3 houses on this sometime soon. And then the last Prairie Schooler that I came across in the stash from Rob's mom is book number 25 from the Prairie Schooler, Up on the Housetop. Really, really happy to do this. This one I'd probably stitch all 5 of the patterns. Well, all 4 of the patterns, because the one is done twice, but in the small pillows. But yeah, I would for sure stitch all 4 of these patterns up on the housetop, you guys. Look at that. So this piece here was stitched again here, but in a smaller version and finished as a pillow. So this is up on the housetop by the Prairie Schoolers. So I added some more stuff to my Prairie Schooler stash, much to my happiness. And she also had the 1998 Santa as a card. This is how these Santas used to come out from the Prairie Schooler. I know a lot of these are out of print. I don't know if the new company that has rights to these is going to be releasing these. I think they're releasing them in booklets, but they're in like 3 years, 3 or 4 random years in a booklet. I don't know why they just didn't put the years in order. I don't know. But you can get these now, so I'm actually gathering cards of this. So if you have any of these Prairie Schooler cards on cardstock like this, look me up. I'd like to do that. Like to get them. And then she also had this by Homespun Collectibles. It's very similar to Prairie Schooler, but it's a snowman with birdhouse, and it's very cute. Similar card idea. Homespun Collectibles, the snowman. This one doesn't have a name. It's just called Snowman. So I'd probably stitch that sometime soon as well. And that is all the haul that I got from Rob's mom. Let me get this out of the way. You're going to hear a loud crash. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I figured. And as I said, I got a lot of Mom's Rob's. I got pretty much all of Mom's Rob's DMC floss stash. She was an avid bobbinator. Couple of skeins of floss that she had that were kind of random. She had a couple of skeins of this color of DMC Pearl Cotton. This is color 800, DMC 800. And then she had these DMC flower threads. I will have to check to see if these are similar to the Ginny Thompson flower threads that I have on hand that I picked up a couple of years ago at the close of a cross-stitch store in the Dayton area. But DMC flower threads, so she had 8 skeins, 8 different colors of DMC flower thread, so I will have to check to see. And then her DMC floss, well, I will have to pick that off. Yucky. Yucky, yucky, yucky. That's gotta go in the trash. Sorry about that, you guys. Oof, now my hands are sticky. Anyway, Rob's mom had all her DMC floss bobbinated and in these containers. And all of these containers are pretty full. You can see there's some skeins even in some of these containers. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is taking these containers with me to Camp Gotta Stitch next weekend. And in case anybody needs colors, they can rifle through this and see what colors they need to take with them and add to their current projects. That way we've got kind of a traveling set of floss, so to speak. And then there were a couple other baggies full of DMC skeins of floss, just in random places in the box of stuff that Rob had. And then she had this little bank checkbook box that had some needles, and it has plastic bobbins because she was a bobbinator. It has some Dritz needle threaders, the little metallic wire needle threaders and stuff in it. So I got her little bank box of needles and bobbins, and then another little kit of threads that she had kitted up for something. So thanks to Rob's mom for sharing her love of cross stitch with me. Lots of stuff to go through. Oh, some of the things that I forgot to show. In amongst a lot of her stuff, she also had these ceramic Mill Hill buttons. So we have like two little pumpkins. We have these Mill Hill ghosts. We have these Mill Hill flowers. We have scarecrows. Whoops. Scarecrows. 2 little scarecrows. These are all ceramic buttons. And then we have sunflowers and crow buttons that I'm sure were intended for specific projects that she had going on. So I'm starting apparently a stash of ceramic Mill Hill buttons. So we shall see where these take me as well. Oh, I forgot this over here. She had a magnetic metal board that will come in handy. I can use this for needle minders or just a traveling board or something. So there's that. Here's where all this other stuff went to. This is a shepherd's bush pattern. Children, this says, children gather dressed to scare, hoarding treats, so just beware. This is called Beware by Shepherd's Bush. This is a Curtis Behringer, La Petite Holidays. It's the cat on the pumpkin. I may already have this. This is called Halloween. She had this Prairie Schooler, Christmas Samplers. So it's the 3 Christmas Samplers patterns. There isn't a bonus one in here, but she did have this fabric along with these 3 Mill Hill buttons. It says this can be used for the Christmas samplers. So we have the Christmas samplers. I knew there was more stuff, but I was not coming. I'd mentioned the Originals by Jennifer stack of paper patterns. There's a whole big stack of paper patterns. Originals by Jennifer. I still have to look up this company to see if they're even still making patterns, but she had quite the collection of these hand-drawn Originals by Jennifer's patterns. These I'm not going to keep. And then we have this kit. This is a Debbie Mum bow, front door bow. It's called Welcome Friends. Look at those chickens. And it comes with the banding and the floss. So that is going in my stash of stuff. She also had a package of brown perforated paper and white perforated paper in 14 count. Going in my stash. 2 small pieces of 14 count Ada. This one's in brown. I think this is Davos brown or Davos, whatever, however you say it. And this, I think, is either natural or heather or something. It's kind of a tan with some darker spots through it. This one is a piece of Twilight Blue in 16 count Ada. And this one is a piece of parchment, 14 count Ada. So we have a little bit more Ada to add to our stash. So yeah, that is kind of all we have from Rob's mom. All right, hope you liked that little bit for Rob's mom. Get into a little bit of haul now. I wanted to share with you some Dollar Tree finds that I have had in the last couple of weeks that I thought would be kind of fun to share. Okay. All right. Get this out so I can easily show you this. So, if you watch any of the other FlossTube channels that share with you some finishing that they have done, some finished objects, not fully finished, they have made these boards using a hardboard, some like quilt batting, and some fabric that they glued around the edges to make the edges. A lot of quilters use these for piecing boards as well, where they'll stick their pieces, their sewing pieces on to kind of store them until they sew them. The neat thing about it is the batting. When you stick your cross stitch piece to it, it makes an easy display because then you don't have to hold it. So the batting kind of sticks to your cross stitch pieces, so you can actually display cross stitch pieces. This is a finish of mine from last year. This was at a Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I forget what it is. I'm going to turn this into a dough bowl pillow. Anyway, we were at Dollar Tree the other night, and I happened to see these, and I was like, I wonder if they'll work just the same as that quilt batting board. For $1.25, or whatever your Dollar Tree is selling them for, they have these boards. These are felt covered little note boards. They come with these little push pin kits and little ribbon kits so you can hang them up. They're actually little tack boards that you're supposed to be able to tack things with. So I was like, I wonder if this will work for showing cross stitch pieces. You guys, take a look at this for $1.25. Look, for $1.25, you now have a display board to show off your cross stitch pieces. So this is the hexagonal one, the 6-sided one. They also have it in square. So I got a square and a hexagonal one to show off my cross stitch pieces. They don't stay nearly as well as the quilt batted, the one with the quilt battings, but they will help you, certainly help you show your finished cross stitch pieces. So there you go. You get some boards from the Dollar Tree. So these will now be sitting with my finished board, so I can share with you my cross stitch finishes. Yay for that. Yay. What did I do with the bag? Did I bury the bag? No, I did not bury the bag. What did I do with this stuff? Oh, it's behind me. At the Dollar Tree, so I'm also a diamond painter. I told you I would probably share some stuff. Dollar Tree also carries little diamond painting kits. These are diamond painting coasters. I found 5 different ones, so I picked all 5 of them up. So I have all 5 of them, all 5 diamond painting kits, including a little wooden box that will hold them when I'm done diamond painting them. So I have some coasters to put together for diamond painting sometime soon. They should go by quick. They should be really quick one-night things. The other thing that Dollar Tree sells, their crafting brand is called Crafter Square. They sell these acrylic boards. I came across a diamond painter over the weekend. Her name is Minari, and she's living in Japan, but she has taken up diamond painting on glass. So she's actually kind of making free floating diamond painting things using drills and patterns that she'll put the pattern on the back of the glass, and then she'll diamond paint on the front of the glass, and then coat it and, you know, seal it and everything. And she turns glass pieces into diamond paintings. So I was like, well, shoot, you know, I could take something small like this, take the pattern. They have these acrylic squares at Dollar Tree. Now, this looks like it's frosted. It's really not. There is a coating on both sides of the thing that you peel off. And when you peel it off, you see that it is a clear acrylic thing. So you could actually get your sticky stuff. There's a product by Diamond Dots brand that is sold at Michael's, or that was sold at Michael's. They now carry their own brand, but it's sold at Hobby Lobby and some other craft places called Diamond Dots. They make a bottle of stuff called Dots Stick, DOTZSTICK, Dots Stick, and it's basically it looks like kind of very thin glue. And you put it on, you let it dry for about 5 minutes, and it turns really tacky when it dries. So you can stick your diamonds to it or your drills for diamond painting. So you can diamond paint on any surface that you want. So I was like, let me grab 2 of these. So I grabbed 2 of these little acrylic boards, and I may kind of play around with putting some diamond painting pieces, maybe even some little figures or whatnot, some holiday things, I don't know, some pumpkins maybe, on these little pieces. You can stick them in wood blocks and display them. Diamond painting things. So this is my little box of some diamond painting projects that I will have coming up soon. Ow. Oh, ow. The other thing that you can get at the Dollar Tree is this little tumbling towers block game. This is Jenga, essentially. And it is the wood pieces. So it's the wood pieces for Jenga. You know, kind of a knockoff Jenga. And they have them in the tan and the dark brown. So this is tan and dark brown mix. I saw online a video where you make these pumpkins out of the Dollar Tree Jenga bricks. Jenga pumpkins. There we go. Let's see. Wooden pumpkins made out of Jenga blocks. Yeah, that's not going to show me very well. Okay. Let me come back up here. This picture was better. So essentially you take 9 Jenga blocks and you glue them together to make the pumpkins. You add little sticks and little ribbons at the top, in the middle. You make these little pumpkins. Jenga blocks. You need 9 of them to make these little pumpkins. These are tiny. These are only about 2 inches by a 1/2 inch. Yeah, these are about 2 inches by a 1/2 inch. So you can take these. Dollar Tree also sells craft paint. I don't know if they still have these tubes of craft paint. I bought these a couple years ago. So they're just acrylic craft paint. So, you know, you paint your blocks and you use hot glue and you glue them together into little pumpkins. So that is something that I'm going to do. Dollar Tree crafts for the win, you guys. Really cheap. Dollar Tree crafts for the win. Coming up very soon. I'll probably have to do a video on that. One of the other things that you can get at the Dollar Tree that is very helpful. Just trying to see if I can pull all of them. Maybe not. Pull them off. Sorry about being out of focus for you. There. Okay. Well, I'm missing one of them, but let's see. Is that near here? Anywhere? Yeah. There we go. Dollar Tree, I found in the last week or two, has some very nice blocks of fabric. They do sell fabric as well at Dollar Tree. I bought this yellow fuzzy fabric quite a while ago. I think it was back at Easter time. I found this fuzzy yellow fabric. I have some finishing that I need to do this weekend for before camp. Well, anyway, I have a punch needle, a little chick punch needle that I'm going to use this as the backing fabric for. Dollar Tree, you guys. This is Crafter Square. This is Crafter Square fabric. I found all of these at Dollar Tree. I have these fall themed Dollar Tree fabrics. These are cotton fabrics, almost like quilting fabrics. So you can find them. These are, I believe, 10 by 20 squares of fabric or rectangles of fabric. By 21 inch squares of fabric. So I found this like pumpkin. This one has pumpkins on it. This one also has pumpkins on it in a different colorway. This one is a kind of a plaid fall, and this one has leaves, tan with leaves. So I picked up 2 of each of these to use as finishing. I also have 2 of the yellow fuzzy stuffs, but I'm going to be using some of these for finishing some cross stitch pieces, hopefully before camp this week, because I have quite a few finishing things to complete. So hopefully you will see a fully finishing thing for cross stitch from me. One of the other things I found at Cross My Heart, it's kind of buried right now, so I'm not going to dig it up. If you watched my last video, you know that I bought a 10-quart bag of lizard litter from my local pet store here in town. Am I still recording? Yes, I'm still recording. For $10. So you can get 10 quarts of lizard litter, which is crushed walnut shells, and you can use them for finishing your cross stitch. Stuff it in there like a pillow, gives them a nice weight. There is a pattern online for chicken pin cushions. I saw these when I went to the Shepherd's Needle in Berlin, Ohio at Camp Gotta Stitch last year, and they were real tiny, so I'm going to make some chicken pin cushions. There we go. Get a picture up for you. So these are what the chickens look like. And you use 2 squares of whatever kind of print fabric you want, a little black bead, and some felt to make the headpiece and the nose and or the tail. So at Shepherd's Needle, they had this stack of 2.5-inch fabric squares that you could get in all different kinds of colorways. And so I picked up a stack of all these little 2-inch squares last year. And so what I'm going to do is take 2 of them, sew them together, and make these little chickens for little pin cushions to take to camp. I'm hoping to get those sewn this weekend. I've got a lot to do. I think they're going to be just my table gifts. But I'm going to use the lizard litter to make those, and also the lizard litter to make that. One of the things I bought at the Dollar Tree for an easy way to fill your cross stitch things, you can get these condiment bottles. There's a pack of 2 for $1.25. These condiment bottles with the little nozzle on the end. You turn them over, you squeeze them, you know, and stuff like ketchup and mustard squirts out. So I picked up 2 of those because I was hoping to use it for the lizard litter to fill the pillows and little cross stitch bits and stuff that I'm going to be finishing hopefully soon. And I cut. They have a nozzle that has a little ridge on it, and you can make the nozzle tip as narrow or as wide as you want by trimming it off. So I trimmed it all the way down. There's a little bumped edge type thing at some point down there that makes it super wide. So I actually had to cut down to that little bump around the nozzle to make the tip wide enough for the lizard litter to actually easily come out of the bottle. And so I'm going to be using those bottles to fill my cross stitch bits and the little chicken needle minders. So I will actually probably be recording another video for you for that. That is basically all of my haul per se. I do have something really quick to kind of lead into another video that I have to record for you. And I will share that with you now. My husband's birthday was last Wednesday, and we took the day off. And here in Columbus, we have an Amazon return bin store. So it's not only Amazon returns and stuff that they collect here, but it's just all kinds of stuff that people didn't want, discarded, overstocks, clearance items that stores can't sell. We've seen a lot of Target stuff in there that was on deep clearance. So every Friday morning, the store resets. So Thursday night, they take some time and they clear all the bins out of all the little broken pieces and junk. And they put all kinds of brand new stuff in there starting for Friday's opening. So Friday's opening, everything in the store, no matter what it is $15. Saturday, it's 12, I think. Sunday, it's 10. It keeps going down day by day by day. So on Wednesdays, everything that's left in the bins, no matter what it is you find, is $1. So for his birthday, we decided to drop in there for about an hour. And we were walking around. The bin store, and I happened on a couple of bits and pieces, you guys. So I'm not gonna allude to this now. I have an ongoing story about this cross-stitch kit, this stamped cross-stitch kit that I found bits and pieces of at the bin store. So I have a little story to share with you about this, and it's coming up in its own separate video segment on my channel very, very soon. Because I have some updates, because I just have a story to tell you about this bin kit, this stamped cross-stitch kit that I picked up at the bin store last week. So stay tuned for that little special segment coming up. I think I'm going to be calling it Save the Stitches, or Save the Stitch, because that's what you'll hear this story. You'll hear this story when I start recording the videos, which will happen very soon. I did want to share with you. Where'd it go? There it is. The only progress that I have so far this month on any of my projects. So the only project I've worked on this month is Autumn Drinks by Shannon Christine Designs. This was a freebie pattern from her subscription group. I actually have to sign back up for her subscription group this in September. But she was putting these for free on her subscription Facebook group. And last year at Camp Got a Stitch, Susan Greening Davis had brought some banding with her to sell. And I managed to pick up this autumn banding with the flowers and the gold. You can see the sparklies. I managed to pick up this autumn banding. I believe this is 36 count. That was just perfect for this autumn drinks pattern. So I'm stitching this autumn drinks pattern on this autumn banding. And I dug this out to work on it because this is one of the things I'm actually taking back to camp, so I can show Susan Greening Davis that I am working on the banding. Shannon Christine has published another pattern in this series. I don't remember if it's spring, summer, or winter, but I'm hoping to find more of this banding for that piece as well to go with it. But the only thing I worked on was finishing the middle here and expanding more of the colors to finish the middle pumpkin drink. So that is the only thing I worked on this month, and I've only put in about 300 or 400 stitches this month. So next weekend will hopefully change all that. So that is the only update that I have for you. This is in a Black Cat Stitchery project bag. It is obviously Autumn Drinks. And the inside is just this kind of orange fabric, patterned fabric. And the Black Cat Stitchery, the Black Cat X Stitchery, is it has a tassel, like a fall colored tassel on it with a little charm. It's a leaf charm, so it's got a leaf charm on it. But Black Cat X Stitchery project bag. I don't remember where I purchased the project bag at. But anyway, so this is the only pattern that I've worked on so far this month. So that is all I have for you tonight. all the updates I have. I will be coming back to you with a story about my stamped cross-stitch kit that I found at the bin store last week. It's quite the interesting story and quite the nice story. And it's about a company that I have been, since I had to search for the company online, I've been seeing other videos where other people have unboxed some of the kits from this company. So, yeah, I'm learning some interesting things about the company. So it's a new company to me, and I will kind of give you the whole story as I record the video, the video section that I have coming up called Save the Stitch. So be on the lookout for that story and the revealing of the kit, and then you can kind of get in on the story. For plans, stitching plans, again, Mom and I have Camp Gotta Stitch Stitching Retreat up in Amish country here next weekend. It's the one that's hosted by Cross My Heart Needlework Shop here in Columbus, and it's their annual Amish area retreat that they've been holding for the last 20 or 30 years. So that's coming up next weekend. It's the weekend between this coming weekend and Labor Day, up in Berlin, Ohio. We're looking forward to that. Mom and I are going up on Friday early morning, late morning, early afternoon, and coming back probably mid-morning, early afternoon on Monday. So we'll be gone from Friday to Monday. So you will be seeing probably a video, if not video from camp. You will be seeing a retreat wrap-up video from me after camp, assuming that I don't get that other video about my cross-stitch kit recorded and uploaded before then. So be looking forward to at least 2 videos in the next 2 or 3 weeks. The retreat wrap-up video and also the kit video for you, the Save the Stitch video. That's all I have for you. We're just dealing with very humid weather right now. It's very hot and very icky, and yeah, I just kind of don't like it. I'd rather it cool down. I can't wait. Pumpkin everything is coming out right now. So I'm starting to get back into pumpkin everything. I really like pumpkin spice flavored things, coffees and, you know, muffins and candies and all this stuff. So yeah, it's turning into a neat. I've got some busy 2 weeks coming up. Have to do a lot of stuff. Have to wash the car. Have to get my hair cut. Have to do laundry. Have to pack. Have to plan my stitching projects. Have to finish some things so I can take some finishes with me. I got a lot to do in the next couple of weeks on top of working. So anyway, it's going to be busy. Looking forward to sharing with you some more stitching stuff. If you're coming to the retreat, I look forward to seeing you in Berlin, Ohio in a week and a half, and just kind of hanging out and having fun. So keep your head up and keep moving forward, because that's all we can do in this day and age. And we'll see you soon, all right? Take care, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.